Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm riding solo today. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do so by clicking on the subscribe button right below. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content that we have in store for you. I'll be discussing my exit from corporate, and I named this video quitting my 9-to-5 in the middle of a pandemic, because that's exactly what it was. I decided to leave my corporate job in the middle of a pandemic. So I just wanted to take you guys through, the thought process and the mental states that I was in before making such a life-changing decision, because I do believe that it's not an easy one. It wasn't an easy one for me, and there could be someone out there that's currently going through the same thing that I went through, and is looking for inspiration or even how to go about it. So stay tuned, guys, as I break down everything that I went through in the past year or so, planning my exit from corporate. This topic can be very long, and I'm going to try to break it down as much as I possibly can for you guys to get the main points that I'd like to portray. So the first point is that deep down inside of me, I always knew that I wasn't built to be your typical corporate girl. I always knew that I want to work for myself. I've always known that I want to have a personal establishment which allows me to do what I want, based on my personality, based on the kind of person that I am, the things that I like. So with that being said, I really did struggle a lot in my years in corporate, and if I may briefly explain this, I finished my articles in 2017, right? And then immediately after finishing my articles, I went to work for a mining company as a management accountant. Hated it. So I went back to my previous employer to practice as an audit manager, which was not the best still, but better than where I was coming from. And the reason I moved back was because I wanted to acquire the experience. Typically I would have ideally wanted to go straight into business after finishing my articles, but I personally felt like I needed to equip myself with more experience to build my profile, and also to just be ready for business, because that's also like a jungle on its own. It's got its own struggles. So I did that, and obviously during my time as an audit manager, I went on secondment, and that's when I defined my goals clearly. That's when I defined what I wanted to do in the next year, what I wanted to do in the next 5 years. And in that, I was very decisive with my exit from corporate. I said to myself that I'm giving myself 2020. So ideally the end of 2020, and then I'd be out of corporate. But then it happened earlier, and I can't question God why that had to happen. It just, I felt like I was ready to do it. So I decided to register for my master's in entrepreneurship, not only to learn more about entrepreneurship per se, because I believe most of the learning in entrepreneurship comes with the actual experience, but also to engage with entrepreneurs and find out how they think, find out where they hang, find out what they do. And I'm so proud to say that has really helped me as a person, because I'm sitting today and my mindset has totally shifted. And the way I think of things and the way I think of opportunities is different from how I would have 2 years ago as just a CA who's just one-dimensional. So that experience, more than just the learning and exploring the course of entrepreneurship, I can clearly say that the networks for me have helped me a lot in just tapping into the mindset of an entrepreneur. The other thing that confirmed for me that I wasn't meant to be sitting in a corporate office working for someone else. I read a book earlier on in the year that spoke about how when you're at a place where you're meant to be, things will fall into place. And also the opposite is true, in the sense that when you're at a place where you're not supposed to be, things won't work out for you. You'll experience a bit of discomfort, and that will drive you out. And that was exactly my experience in my, I call it 6 years in corporate. Well, not 6 years completely, but close to 6 years in corporate. Because I mean, wow, a lot happened in the 6 years. Hey, I got bruised so much, and that affected my confidence as a person, my confidence in terms of what I can achieve. I forgot my definition. I forgot who I am, and I forgot what I'm capable of in my 6 years, and I hated that feeling, and I tried to fight it so much. And I'd boost myself with the right material, motivating myself, hanging with the right people that I thought were like good figures to look at in a corporate environment. But still, I'd still find myself as demotivated at the end of the year. I'd still find myself feeling that discomfort. So, in my time in secondment, it was revealed to me that it's not that you're bad. It's not that you can't flourish. It's just because you're in the wrong place. I mean, take me anywhere else. Give me academics. Give me whatever. I'm able to flourish. So why is it that when I'm in corporate, I feel like I can't be myself? Why is it that I feel confined? So, I mean, that book really helped me in the sense of realizing that I should tap out. I'm not in the right place. I should go to a place where I will flourish, where I will exercise my full potential, where I will have impact. I will let my talents have impact to other people, because I believe that's exactly what God has brought each and every one of us to earth for. So He wants us to use whatever is granted to us to impact the lives of other people, and it is through that the other people will see the works of Christ in us, and it is through that they will be redeemed. They will see the work of God, and they will then follow Christ. So that has really helped me a lot, and I realized that I was not at the right place, and I needed to go to a place where I would flourish and utilize my potential the way that I'm meant to utilize it. The other thing that I think drove my exit is just the series of events that have happened in my life. And if you've been on the YouTube channel and you've watched my other videos, then you would have seen me, describing all the events from, losing people that I really love to having that personal encounter with God. That altogether made me realize that actually, we're living in borrowed time, and tomorrow is not guaranteed. And you could die literally today. You could die right now. And what if you die having not done everything that you've always wanted to do? What if you die without exploring every talent that God has granted you with? What if you die without impacting the lives that you were sent to impact? So that was a thing for me, guys. I couldn't sleep at night thinking about this. So it's all of those things that made me realize that actually, I need to optimize how I use my time. I need to use my time on the right things. I need to use my time on things that satisfy me as a person, and not necessarily satisfying someone else or satisfying my desire to be successful in the form of monetary items. So I'm very grateful for the hardships that I've experienced, because death is one thing that will also shift your mindset completely. Death is one thing that will make you see life differently, and I believe it happened to me, and I'm grateful that even though it wasn't nice, but I'm grateful that I experienced death in so many instances, because it led me to realizing that actually, I need to live like today is the last day. So I think I've shared my story in terms of what led to this big move, and what went behind the scenes, basically. But I just want to speak now about the practicalities of what I did preparing myself for this big move. Because trust me, guys, it's a very big move, and it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a brave call to make. It's a very brave call. So I just want to take you guys through the practicalities of what I did. So first things first, I got myself a mentor. I registered for a mentorship program and assigned myself a mentor. I got assigned a mentor, and through this I was clear. I had a clear objective of what I wanted my mentorship to be, and that was to assist me in my exit from corporate, to establish my own thing, or all the other ventures that I was looking at. So that was number one. Secondly, from a mental perspective, I started reading material that was applicable to what I wanted. So my books this year have been based on, purpose, realizing your purpose, living your dream, how to make your dream a reality, how to be more impactful in life. So that's the kind of material that I've been reading, and I can share my books. Actually, I think I've already shared a picture of the books that I've been reading, but you can reach out, you can drop a comment if you'd like to know exactly all the books that I've been reading. Thirdly, I've been closer to God more than ever, because I felt like I needed His guidance. His word says that He knew our purpose before we were even born. So I needed to be connected to Him so that I know where I'm going. So that's one thing that I did. I still continue to do it. I pray, I fast, I read the Bible, and I make sure I'm intact with Him. Very important, guys, is who you hang out with, your circle, because remember, you are making this life-changing decision, and you want to be surrounded by people that endorse it. You don't want to be surrounded by people that make you feel like you're making a mistake, or you're gonna regret it, or where you're gonna get the money from, or people that tell you that they'll be rich in 5 years' time because they'll be in corporate where you're gonna be. People that tell you that, are you ready, because this is a hard decision. You need the truth, but you don't need people to be planting such things in your mind consistently. So I was very intentional with how I chose my circle. So I changed my circle to be people that I know would always support me, would always believe in me, and also chilling with entrepreneurs has helped me a lot, because those people, guys, it's not a joke when they say that entrepreneurs think differently from anyone else. It's very true. So I hung around those people, and they've helped me a lot. They've made me believe that anything and everything is possible, as long as I think about it and I implement, and it shall be. So that's the other thing that I did. But more than anything, guys, financially, you need to have a proper plan. You need to have something to fall back on. You need to plan and budgets for like up to a year even, because you don't know when business will start booming. You don't know whether you'll be able to maintain your lifestyle or not. You may have a partner, you may have your parents, you may have people that will ideally support you financially when things go wrong, but realistically speaking, you yourself need to have a plan when you exit corporate. So what I did is, with the help of my mentor, I calculated my typical monthly expenses, right? And I said, okay, this is my monthly expenses, and then I projected that for like a year, and I said, okay, I'll probably need up until 12 months. So I multiplied that by 12, and I was like, okay, this is the savings target that I wish to get to. And I kept on saving. I kept on saving towards that, and yeah, I got to a point where you can never be 100%. You can never get to a point where you're like, okay, I've saved for the rest of my life. No, you'll never get to that point. But I got to a point where I was personally satisfied with how much I'd saved, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to exit now. With that being said, it's also very important to eliminate all expenses that you don't need, especially when you're practically unemployed working on your ventures. I would highly recommend that whatever expenses that you think that are there but are not necessary, start eliminating while you're still working. That will allow you to save more, but more than anything, it will allow you to adjust to the life of just living with just the bare minimum amounts that you can possibly live with. So that's exactly what I did. But one thing above everything that I've just mentioned is the mindset, guys. Your mindset needs to be in the right place. You need to be prepared mentally of what's going to happen. You need to be prepared for failure, because any business, especially in the first 12 months, will go through some phase of not having customers. Will go through a phase of you not knowing what you're doing. So I'm mentally prepared, and I continue to prepare myself to say that, you know what, as much as I'm starting this establishment, I do expect that things may go wrong along the way. So yeah, guys, that's the practicalities of my exit from corporate. If there's anyone out there that is planning their exit from corporate, or wanting to start their own thing on the side, I would recommend highly that you prepare yourself mentally by reading the right material, hanging around with the right people, and to make sure that you yourself are happy with the decision that you're taking or are about to take. So yeah, that's exactly what I did. If there's one thing that has personally also helped me, is the fact that I had support from my partner, I had support from my family, I had support from the people that I consider to be very close to my heart. So that has really helped me a lot, because they've been pushing, they've been understanding, they've been believing in me over and above me believing in myself, and believing that I can achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve. So that has 100% helped me in finally implementing this plan that I've always had. So yeah, I guess you guys are asking, where to from now? What can we expect? You can expect exactly this. I'll be showing up on your screens more. I am very passionate about my YouTube channel because of the material that we produce. So we'll be spending more time on YouTube, creating more videos, creating relevant content. I'm sure you would have seen on my social media that I've just launched my consulting company called Practicalities. So look out for that. If you are a small business owner, or any person that wants to eventually get into business and you'd like to learn more, please do follow our page, because we'll be producing content that is more aligned with that. So I'm very excited about that. There's also Gene Mash that's also running. So for your event favors, whatever it is that you want, that is from a gifting side of things, that is running. And the thing about Gene Mash for me personally is that it allows me to explore my creative side. So that's why I plan to keep it for the long run, not only to make us money, but also to just allow me to be that creative person that I am. And yeah, so TFO is also there. That's basically the non-profit side of things, where we'll be giving back by motivation, mentoring, and coaching. And I'm very excited about that, because that's also one thing that I'm very passionate about. So that's basically all I'm going to be busy with, guys. I am taking things easy. I don't want to put any pressure on myself. I do fully understand that things take time to mature, and that's why my mindset is just ready for any challenges that may come. Guys, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you tapped into my mind and explored how I eventually made the final decision of leaving my corporate job. And that's it for me. If you have any comments, do drop them down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Follow me on social media, Instagram at @NosGroom, Facebook Nosipokumede, and please do follow my business account as well. It's at accountpreneurs_consulting on Instagram, accountpreneurs consulting on Facebook and Twitter, and it's ginmash_lavish on Instagram and ginmashlavish on Facebook. So I'm looking forward to walking this journey with you guys as I grow, because I do believe that there's bigger things in store for me. And so please stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the button right below. From me, it's nothing but love.